My name's Sophia Maravell. I'm starting up Brickyard Educational Farm on my family's land, located on Nick's organic farm. So Nick is my father, and I'm a second generation farmer here in Potomac, Maryland. Organic farming is a method of farming more in harmony with the land without synthetic chemicals or fertilizers. And how we kind of interpret organic farming is using a lot of methods such as crop rotation and sort of amending with compost and integrating our animals into the process so that we don't have to rely on chemical fertilizers, which thereby improves our soil quality and also our local watersheds. So we sort of see it as tying back into the environment and helping improve our natural environment.
Sophia explains why organic seed preservation is important.
There are hundreds of varieties of vegetables that are actually going extinct today. You don't usually hear about plants going extinct. You hear about animals going extinct. But there are in fact varieties of plants such as crazy colored corn and potatoes that no one is seed breeding. And so they're disappearing. And that genetic diversity that might be resilient to a drought or to some famine that might come along in the future is getting wiped out of our gene pool. And so we have fewer resources to harness to save those seeds and feed ourselves in our world. So this is really, I see it as a global issue of sort of global food security.
She then discusses why this location is unique.
So this land is geographically unique because it's isolated from farms. As you can look around, there are houses all around us. So we're in the middle of suburbia. Corn is wind pollinated, and it's essential that corn be physically isolated from another variety of corn so that you can save the desired characteristics that you would like to save in terms of seed. So if we're trying to save our organic corn seed, and if there's another farm next door growing another variety of corn, that pollen from the other kind of corn will blow over into our field, and we won't be able to save the same corn that we planted. This is particularly an issue with genetically modified corn. Today, most of our corn in this country is genetically modified and is grown with Roundup Ready herbicides and pesticides in a monoculture. And we're lucky because we don't have any neighbors who are growing anything because we're surrounded by houses. But we don't have any neighboring GMO fields either that will contaminate our organic seed. So this is unique because we're geographically isolated from any other conventional or genetically modified field, which allows us to keep saving our seed. This happened behind closed doors. The school board was found in violation of the Open Meetings Act. And we're not really sure how it happened. There are been some alleged campaign donations from MSI to Ike Legget. There seems like there was a lot of closed door deals that are going on that the public has not been informed about. The community was not informed in this process. The entire community is against the development, and they are outraged that they were not incorporated into the decision-making process. And this is public school land, and so we at Nick's Organic Farm and Brickyard Educational Farm jointly are proposing to turn this 20-acre field into an educational resource, a public educational resource for Montgomery County. So make it a nonprofit. You know, we don't have to necessarily build structures. We think that outdoor education, sort of adhering to the recently mandated environmental literacy standards that Maryland has just passed, and the Jane Lawton Farm to School law, that we would be complying with this very necessary outdoor educational initiative that's happening across the country. And I think Montgomery County is going to be falling behind if they destroy such an ideal resource.
Diane, amongst other community residents, share how she feels about this.
There's no way you can replicate this over 30-year-old organic soil. It takes years and years to build soil like this. And being in this neighborhood, it is secluded from the cross-pollination that can occur in other places in the county, which would destroy the organic nature of the seed. The farm is destroyed. I am, of course, heartbroken about the land, but also concerned about the traffic and what that would bring, how that would change the community. I am also for Nick's Farm because of the way it was handled politically, and it was not done in a democratic way and not done through a democratic process, and that disturbs me as a citizen and a taxpayer.
Help save the farm by going to the websites www.savenicksfarm.org and brickyardeducationalfarm.org, where you can learn more and sign the petitions. Also, you can volunteer at the farm on designated days throughout the month as well as attend meetings.